One official home game on Southfield, I guess, and one shutout. Just what was working well enough tonight.
I think that was a whole team effort other than one player did all. I think it really just takes a whole team. Something we really focus on this year and one of our big core values is grit as a team. And like we said after the game, it wasn't the prettiest soccer we've ever played, but I think it was a big show of our grit and our determination and our fight to keep a shutout as a team. And I think it was just a great performance by us.
I'm sure you kind of zone out. You might not remember this moment too well, but you made a save with about 6-7 minutes left down the stretch there. Just an incredible dive to your left, I think it was, and punched it out. Do you remember that moment? Can you walk us through it?
I've before this game I was visualizing a lot, and something that they said in the Cal Poly game, the announcer said, Paiton Collins is a new keeper. She hasn't really made a name for herself. And so before this game, I was writing in my notebook, and I said, I think this is a game I can really make a name for myself. And in that moment, I saw her load up to shoot, and I saw the ball come in, and I think everyone kind of thought it was going in. And then I think that was my big moment. I came up big, and hopefully that puts my name on the board.
I'm glad you mentioned Monday, that game at Cal Poly, because a disappointing result, obviously. But what's it say about this team to be able to bounce back from pretty disappointing result on the road to come back home against a very high-powered opponent and get a result?
I think it shows a lot of our team. I think it really, really helps being home and the crowd that we have here and the amazing support that we have at Southfield. But I also think it's just, again, it's a gritty performance by us to be able to shake that off and to be able to bounce back and come out and get a huge win over a big ranked team. And it feels good to be home.
How was that long road trip? How do you prepare for that and then being back on Southfield now?
The road trip was long. It was really long. I think Saturday we had like a practice in the morning, and then we went to the beach. Sunday we did a lot of church activities, and I think it's just a good way to bring our home to everywhere we are. And I think just being able to have the weekend reset as we travel helps us a lot too. But nothing feels as good as being home and on Southfield.
I want to go off the field for a second. You're one of the non-members on the team. How has that been for you, just at your time at BYU and being a part of the BYU culture?
I think BYU is the most amazing thing for me. Earlier this year, we did a trip to New Zealand, and a lot of that trip was involved with the church and church activities. And I think it just really shows a lot of this team has something bigger than them that they're playing for, and we have amazing connections all over the world. We play away games, and we have a huge fan base there because all the people that want to support BYU, because it really is. It's just something bigger than us, and I think there's so many lessons to be learned with what we learn on the field and also off the field and doing church things like that.
Last thing for me, obviously Lynette Hernandez left. What was that like for you when Jen communicated, hey, you're going to be the starting goalkeeper?
It was a shocker. I don't know how many know, but it was 2 days before fall camp started, and so I think it was a really big shock to not only the coaches and the team, but also to me, because earlier that last week I'd had a meeting with Jen, and it was kind of like, I'm not sure. I think Lynette's going to be, she's a returning starter. It's going to be a hard spot to win. And so finding out that she had taken a break and stepped away from the team was a hard thing for me to process. But at the end of the day, it was something so big for me and something I'm so grateful for, because it gave me this opportunity. And I really wish Lynette the best. I think she's an amazing person. She has the biggest heart, and she watches and she supports, and she texts me after our first game, and she's still really involved in us, and nothing but love for her.